It was very violent. It was a total attack against kids. The whole movie. Everything that kids love was being used against them. Clowns, even the penguin had a ducky boat.
You think it was scary then?
Definitely for kids. For kids. For kids.
Hi. Before this video even starts, I just want to say, I know you want to dislike the video and leave a hate comment before you even hear anything I have to say, just because the title says that I don't like Batman Returns. A movie that meant so much to your childhood or even means so much to you now. I know, I've been there, random guy on the internet hating on something you love. It's not great, but hear me out. Instead of disliking the video and ignoring everything I have to say, just leave a comment. Alright, tell me why you love this movie, and then let me tell you why I don't. Because remember, at the end of the day, we're all just here on a space rock, and these are all just our opinions, and this video is just my opinion. Now back to Batman Returns. It's Christmas time. Kind of. Time to celebrate as a family, and what better to watch than Batman Returns, a fun holiday classic for the whole family. Oh, never mind, Batman just killed. Well, maybe it's not for kids, alright? But it's still a fun Christmas classic. Oh my god. Batman Returns. My personal least favorite Batman movie. Yeah, out of like all of them. Well, except that one. We don't talk about that one. Batman Returns is just a weird, like, fever nightmare of a Batman movie. And today I want to talk about all of this. I want to talk about how this movie somehow horribly bastardizes every character it touches, or how it just forgets it's a Batman movie sometimes. But first, if you enjoy this video, then please hit the like button and subscribe. I started this channel a little less than a year ago now, and I'd really like to hit 2,000 subscribers before we hit the 1 year mark. So if you just want to help me out, that's the best way to. Now back to
Batman Returns.
Batman Returns was a sequel to the hit 1989 film Batman. Directed by Tim Burton, this movie was even more than the first one, a Tim Burton movie. Probably because after the success of the first one, making over $400 million, the studio was really okay with just letting Tim Burton do his own thing on this one. That was a mistake. I won't lie, Tim Burton went too far with the Tim Burton of this movie. And while I love parts of that, like his Gotham City is just amazing, I love the character of it, I also don't love parts of it, like I don't know, his Batman, and that's kind of an issue. When people don't like your Batman in a movie called Batman Returns, that's not great. And I'm obviously not alone with this sentiment of this movie being a downgrade from the first one, when Batman Returns made noticeably less money than the first one, coming in only at $266 million at the box office, and leading to an almost complete reboot in 1995's Batman Forever. And while I do love that movie, this video is about Batman Returns. So the movie opens, and before we get any Batman Returns-ing, we get introduced to our really three villains of the movie: Danny Devito, the gross sewer monster; Catwoman; and Max Shreck, the evil businessman. Starting with the Penguin, I'm not the biggest fan, honestly. His character makes me uncomfortable the whole time he's on screen, and while I guess that's what Tim Burton and Danny DeVito were going for, it's not really for me, and it's not really Penguin, or at least a Penguin that I'm interested in. I also don't really like him being a puppet throughout the first half of the movie. Like, he didn't really even come up with the idea to be mayor, and I feel like it would have been better for his character for him to come up with that, but you know, artistic representation or whatever. I want whatever Tim Burton was on while making this movie, because we also have Selena Kyle, the cat-obsessed, lonely secretary turned zombie. She turns into a zombie who is connected with and revived by cats for some reason. You know, because she's Catwoman. Really deep stuff here.
Like poetry, so if they rhyme.
Honestly, just from these two alone, these are not the comic book characters, but I don't think they're meant to be. If they are meant to be, these are genuinely terrible interpretations of them, but I don't think so. I honestly think Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito both do amazing with what they are given as original characters. Too bad they aren't original characters. This is the first and, until recently, only Penguin we've ever had on the silver screen, and to a lot of people, this is Catwoman. But the thing is, these aren't those characters. Also, Max Shreck is there. He's kind of boring to me. I don't know, man. He's whatever. Like, I don't love him in the movie, but I don't hate him. Christopher Walken is pretty good here with what he's given. It probably should have been Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent from the first movie, but it's fine, I guess. Then 12 minutes and 51 seconds into Batman Returns. Batman Returns, man. So can we just talk about this title? Doesn't make a lot of sense. What is he returning to? Is he returning to being Batman? Returning to Gotham? Did he quit? Did he quit in the 3 years between movies? Why is he back? I don't know. But he's back, and he's killing people. A lot. Well, or at least trying to kill people. A lot. Michael Keaton is as good as he was in the first one. Pretty one-dimensional as Bruce Wayne and a really not that great Batman. I mean, he looks the part, kind of, sometimes. Also, his character arc is pretty boring. Oh yeah, and also he's barely in the movie. Come on, it's Batman Returns, not Penguin and Catwoman frame Batman for murder without Batman. He's barely in 25% of the movie. That's less than 30 minutes. He's barely in a movie called Batman Returns. Batman doesn't return because Batman's not in the movie. It's not even a Batman movie. Even if it was a Batman movie, it's not a very good Batman movie. Sorry. Batman Returns. Not a great Batman movie. It's not. It's a pretty decent movie, but it's a bad Batman movie and a bad superhero movie. And I mean, a lot of it just really leaves a bad taste in my mouth. The Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle romance in the movie comes off as very forced and inorganic. It kind of just feels like, oh yeah, Bruce Wayne has to fall for the only female in the movie or nobody will care about her because it's the 90s. I don't know, that just feels dated and also doesn't sit well with me. The action isn't great here. Like, this is one of the big, like, action set pieces. Batman versus Catwoman. But what is that? What is this? I don't even know. I mean, Catwoman might be the best character in the movie, but that's just because she actually has character with actual motivation. That motivation being revenge on Shreck for pushing her out a window. She's supposed to be dead. These cats are eating her and somehow it brings her back to life. I don't understand this movie. She spends the movie trying to get back at him, except for when she randomly teams up with Penguin to frame Batman, which was out of left field for the character, honestly. Catwoman, after having one fight with Batman and him trying to push her off a building, decides not to kill him, but disgrace him? Why? Why does she care? Oswald, he's not Oswald. Penguin's motivation to want to disgrace Batman is what? He's trying to stop him, so kill him. Who cares if he's the White Knight or not if nobody knows he's investigating you? It's not a bad story beat or anything, but it feels unneeded when they could have just been trying to kill him. It just kind of feels like unnecessary filler. But I mean, there's also a lot of fun stuff here. And that's where I'm kind of torn on this movie because this Batmobile hijack scene is a ton of fun and it's just really cool, honestly.
Welcome to the Oswald Cobblepot School of Driving.
Anyway, Batman exposes Penguin to the citizens of Gotham, and that basically causes his mayoral campaign to just fall apart. And he retreats to the Gotham Zoo, which is a really cool setting in this movie. It looks cool. I don't really like that he's a sewer monster that was raised by penguins, but it looks cool. So I'm kind of okay with it. And oh yeah, also his plan is to kill all of the firstborn sons of Gotham City as like, I don't know, revenge. This movie's about revenge when it wants to be, I guess. I'll also have to say hats off to Tim Burton for making Penguin actually have penguins. That fucking rocks, dude. Like, why don't we get more cool stuff like this? Too bad he's also a penguin or whatever. I don't know. So anyway, Penguin has his plan in order and we go to this charity ball where a lot of stuff happens, honestly. Bruce and Selena both discover each other's nightlife activities. And Penguin tries to kidnap Max, Shreck's son, but in a weird, like, kind of heroic way, Max decides to offer himself to protect his son. This is kind of weird. I feel like he would be the type to abandon his son, but I get it. He also needs to be there for the third act boss fight, so it's fine. Just kind of a nitpick in my opinion. Batman stops the kidnapping plan, leading to the best part of this entire movie for me. Penguin deploying an entire army of bomber penguins. I'm not joking. I love comic books. Also, I love that it's just implied that there are enough penguins that if they aren't stopped, they will just destroy Gotham City. And that's amazing. That's cool, honestly. I love that. Bring back cool stuff in comic book movies like bomber penguins. But Alfred, oh yeah, Alfred's in this movie. He does little here, just like in all the rest of the Batman movies, but he's great. All right, Alfred's amazing. Alfred like hacks the penguins or whatever and sends them back to the zoo where we get big finale boom boom bombs. Basically, the penguins just start destroying the zoo because they have missiles on them and they are penguins. Batman drowns Penguin because he too is a monster in this movie. Catwoman two-faces Max Shreck and they both die, but not before Bruce tries to appeal to her love for him or whatever. He basically tells her that they're both broken and freaks and that they should be broken freaks together. Then he gets shot in the face. But he's Batman, so he lives. Also, Catwoman just has 9 lives, which I actively hate, but whatever. Did I not mention that? She has 9 lives. She's a cat. Do you get it? Catwoman, she's a cat. But she's dead now. Not really, but she isn't in the sequel, so she's pretty much as good as dead. Penguin gets this like weird funeral service from the other penguins. I'm not joking. Probably the most emotional moment in the movie, not gonna lie. I was 100% in tears after this. Then Batman goes home to the Batcave to celebrate Christmas after having learned absolutely nothing and having zero consequences for his murderous actions. And after watching this movie for the first time since I was a really little kid, it scarred me just as much. This is terrifying. But all I really learned here is this is not a Batman movie. What is Batman Returns? Why is this a thing? I don't love this. Batman Returns, not that good.